conversation with Nashali Alma, the woman who made headlines when the shocking video was released of a stranger, according to police, walking into the gym and trying to sexually assault and kidnap her when she was in that gym alone. Avital Zeisler is also joining the conversation. When she was 19, she was sexually assaulted. Avital turned her trauma into empowerment, becoming a world-renowned self-defense coach. And in a few minutes, she's going to give us a self-defense class in the studio. Avital, I've interviewed you before. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You know, I'm always very honest with these kinds of shows because I don't want people to walk around living in fear. That said, I do a crime show and I do this show. And I've been a journalist for 30 years and I've covered more sexual assaults than I care to remember. And it's tough balancing walking through life, knowing you have to protect yourself at some point, and also just walking through life not feeling like you're on self-defense all the time.
Yeah, in like survival mode.
And in that survival mode all the time. When you've survived sexual assault, do you walk around in that mode because of what you've experienced?
I walk around more aware, and I've developed situational awareness, which is basically being more aware of your surroundings, but in a tactical way for survival. But my whole point with the training that I did was not to live in fear constantly, because what kind of life am I living if I have allowed that moment to, dictate and control my outlook on life moving forward? I want to enjoy every moment.
You were 19.
19.
What are you comfortable sharing with us about what happened?
I would say that after the incident, I was in such a negative headspace. I was in school, I was failing school, I couldn't function. And I just had this moment where I was like, I'm either gonna continue spiraling down or I have to do something. And I was like, I saw what happened, I'm gonna take self-defense seriously. I'm gonna get into a self-defense class. And that ended up being the most amazing exposure therapy for me. And then as I started training, I was like, well, I know what I went through and I'm seeing these defenses. And I know that under that stress, it's hard to overcome that freeze response and how unpredictable attacks are. Is there a way to simplify this? So I started simplifying it for myself. And then I just had this moment where I was like, I want to help women. So I did a lot of work. I worked with military personnel, law enforcement officials. I went to neuroscientists. I was like, teach me the brain, how it works. Tested it. I tore my ACL. I have blood, sweat, and tears.
As you said, after the assault, you said you were living in numbness.
Yeah.
And you were slowly disappearing. The person that you were had slowly disappeared out of that trauma. Then you ignite yourself and you created your own method. It's called soteria method.
So we have 3 main pillars. The first one is safety. Then we have this fun fitness with a striking twist. And then this empowerment, self-discovery part of it. And on the self-defense safety side, it's all about how do we help people prevent something from happening. This world is far from perfect. How do we help them survive?
Now, when you look at Nashali's video, what strikes you most?
First of all, you did phenomenal. You did not stop. Oh my God. There's so much I could uncover in that video, by the way. It could be here for a month. But when you took your cell phone as an improvised weapon and started hitting him, I was like, yeah, that's amazing.
Right. She used what she had in her hand.
Yes.
At the time. By the numbers, 1 in 3 women in the world are likely in their lifetime to be physically or sexually attacked.
Yes.
And I don't want men to believe that we're leaving you out of the conversation because we know this can happen no matter who you are, no matter what age you are. But I happen to be talking to 2 women who this happened to at a young age, an attempt and an assault. Do we underestimate, our physical power sometimes, especially when, you're a bodybuilder. Most of us are not bodybuilders. Do you think as women we need to be more in tune to our natural weapons to defend ourselves?
I mean, I advocate for this. I have campaigns. I'm trying to get this education to schools and to companies that everyone at least learns basic self-defense and how to transform both their mind and their body into a weapon. On the mental side, the survival mindset is everything, and you demonstrated that beautifully. And then on the physical side, how as a smaller and weaker defender, you can make impact and transform and learn how, the proper combatives. And I just want to say that self-defense is so unpredictable that you have to really follow and know concepts that you can adapt with because it's
well, basically what you're saying is when I took that class, it's like you got to think about it now.
Yes.
It's like doing a fire drill in your home. You have to force yourself to think about if this happens to me.
Yes.
How do I react to it so that if it does, you are prepared. When we come back, Avital and Nashali are going to stay with us, and Avital is going to show us some of the moves that she teaches to help people feel empowered so that they can fight back if they ever need to. Stay with us. Welcome back, Tam fam. We are still with Nashali Alma, who made headlines when she fought back against an attacker at her apartment gym. She's now turning what happened to her into a mission to help other people gain power to fight back, especially women. And Avital Zeisler is also a survivor. She now teaches women all over the world how to protect themselves. Avital is going to walk us through some of the self-defense moves she teaches to clients if ever needed to fight off. And one of the things, thank you for sticking around. So full disclosure to the audience, I asked my team that we not change into athletic wear, because the reality is if you're attacked, they're not going to give you time to change. I also asked, we originally had mats on the floor, and I said, I don't want mats, because again, if you're attacked, you're not going to have that moment to ask about the surface. And
Correct.
You said you wanted it this way.
Yeah, as real as possible. And for this segment, I want to cover some of the most simple and effective combatives or strikes that you can do. And you don't have to be bigger or stronger than your attacker to make an impact.
Okay.
One off of the video that I saw, the hammer fist. We're going to learn the hammer fist officially.
So this is the hammer.
So
what is the hammer
fist? The hammer fist.
Okay.
It looks like this. Coming down, there's a variation.
It's literal, a hammer fist.
On an angle. There's also a back hammer fist. There's many different variations.
Now, how is this more effective than just trying to punch? Because people would just assume you just start punching.
Great question. You have to think about yourself as a weapon. How fragile your hand is here as a surface area compared to here. I would rather be striking here. So actually, the whole audience, we can do it together. Take your right hand, make a fist. Open up your left palm and just start making contact. Not too hard, just to feel the surface area. So it's kind of like you're banging on a door.
Don't focus on this, focus on this.
I won't hit with this, no.
Don't hit with this.
The side of the fist,
Okay.
yes.
All right, so you got your hammer fist.
So you want to do it together?
Okay.
So let's get into our survival stance. From here, we're going to do the back hammer fist from the back side,
Okay.
coming up. So I'm opening up my arm at a 90-degree bend, and I'm coming, let's say this is your target in front of the back of someone's head. It's brutal,
Yeah,
but yeah, from here, coming down, and then good.
Which is
So-
what we saw Nashali
was
do
going
instinctively. She
towards
did it
the face.
instinctively. Okay.
So let's have you guys hitting a little pad.
Oh, yeah.
Open up here, start here, and then drive in, and then this side's gonna go down. Go. Good, a bit harder. That weight training is definitely coming
Oh,
through.
yeah. Oh.
Good, and then over time, as you train, you'll learn like more of the technique and then how to use
Right.
that. Do you want to try?
All right, well, okay.
Go light.
I will not go hard. So you just want me like this.
Yes, and then we're gonna open up here 90 degrees to give your arm some support, and then you're gonna bring your elbow in line and come right down.
I have someone in the audience from Fort Worth, Texas, who knew me as a kid. So he's like, oh, she knows.
Good. Harder. Good. Open it up. Now pause. Open it up here. And come here, and then drive your whole body down. Yes. Good. Harder. Yes. Good. Time. Good.
All right, got it. All right. So Nashali is a bodybuilder. You train as well. A lot of times you train. So the survival steps are, again, pretty easy. Doesn't matter your size.
Yes.
Doesn't matter your age. These are things that we're talking about using in an emergency. The next strategy is push kick on the ground.
Yes. For the push kick, you're driving the ball of your foot while you're standing through into the attacker's groin. So when you're looking at the attacker, the primary target for the lower half is the groin. For the upper half, it's the face, it's the body. The objective of striking or doing the combatives is to stun the attacker and escape. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to insert this amount of pain, or they're going to physically react. That way, you can't control that.
Yeah, so you're
The
just trying
reality of
to
it.
stun them
Stun
and
them
run.
and get out, yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the application on the ground.
Okay.
I'm going to demonstrate it. Or actually, I'll have you on your ground,
Okay.
on your back here. Good. So your survival position on the ground, just so you know, is to bring one leg up. Do you want to kick with your right or with your left? What are you comfortable with?
We'll do my right.
Okay, great. So right comes up. Good. Bring this foot here solid on the ground. Bend your knee into your chest. Bring your arms up in case you have to deal with anything. This is your go-to, okay? We're gonna work off of this for the push kick. The push kick, you're going to extend your leg as you raise your hips at the same time. But now let's be targeted. How can you adapt? You can go for someone's leg if you see, right?
Yeah.
Say that I'm closer to you and you see the groin. Again, see it, react, that's how we train.
And so she's using the leg on
now
the
you're-
ground as her leverage
The
of
leverage
force.
to come
Yeah.
up for force, correct. The heel into the groin area. Yes, good. Right, and then if I'm coming, say my face was closer, and you
Right.
saw the face, go for the face.
You've got her hands at a defensive position.
Always, again, that's your survival position on the ground.
You are amazing. Can I just tell you, I can hug you all day long. You are a badass. I'm not kidding you. For real. All right, we've got one last strategy, one more. You have your big pad there. All right, what is it?
It's a shin kick. So
Shin kick.
Yes, you're driving the top of your shin up as high as you can between someone's legs if it's available, and it's a very powerful kick.
So your shin, because people would think their foot.
Yeah, no,
You're
we
saying
want
the
to keep
shin.
your foot okay, yes. It's such a great surface area to work with, and it's
Oh.
better when you're closer. Like the push kick, if you have the space in the distance, you can push and create space and
Yeah.
escape. For the shin kick, if you're close and you're like in guard, you want to go, then. So Nashali, if you want to get into your stance, all I want you to do is to drive the top of your shin up into the middle of the pad for now.
All right.
Good, again. Good, instead of rubbing it, just go straight up, and I want you to drive your hips forward.
All right.
Go. Yes, again.
Oh.
Good.
Well, that was a hard kick. Y'all heard that?
Tamron, do you want to
Oh,
try?
okay, great. Here I go. So I'm here, and I'm just going to kick straight up.
So start in your stance. Always train yourself to be in your survival
stance, okay.
Going from there to give yourself some.
Of course.
Yep, bring
This
ready?
leg, okay.
Good. Again. Yes. Again. Good. Again. Good.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Avital. Thank you. Thank you. Keep the conversation going on our social media about this important conversation.